what's happening with y'all? Another day, another dollar, another prayer, another holler. Yes, sir, yes, ma'am, yes, my people. How we doing? Welcome back to another episode of The Car Notes. I'm your host, aka Driver Josh, aka BizBot Josh, aka the neighborhood socialpreneur, aka Bossman Josh, aka Uncle Josh, aka whatever y'all want to call me, man. I also just go by Josh. But I would love to thank y'all for coming here again today. I appreciate y'all. Man, back at it again. After this video, I'm officially going to be changing the name of this YouTube channel to The Neighborhood Socialpreneur, because honestly, that's actually been my tagline on LinkedIn for quite some time right now. And for some reason, it just stuck. And I feel like it's something that perfectly encapsulates not only what I'm looking to do, but also what I feel like a lot of people represent. Folk who represent the neighborhood, but also embody entrepreneurship, as well as just bringing people together, right? You can get millions, but also still have the correct mindset, as well as still have, the muscles, the mentality, the mantras, whatever you can think of, right? You can in fact build foundationally what you want to have in this life. So I feel like being the neighborhood socialpreneur is a perfect embodiment and encapsulation of that. Understanding like, hey, look, it's deeper than just getting money. It's deeper than rap. It's about, is your family good? Are you actually fixing your foundation? Are you really the person that you say you are behind closed doors? You know what I mean? Like, or are you that person who is like, you're one way in the public and, you're looking crazy in the private? Either way, I just wanted to say that I appreciate y'all for getting my stuff off. I'm like 2 minutes into this video, so we just gonna get right to it, y'all. We are just gonna get right to it. Look, I was reflecting on what I wanted to talk about today, and I feel like I had to talk about for me the amount of times I've lost money, went broke, and have had to bounce back. Had to do this even on 27 years blessed, not old or young. I'm 27 years blessed. I've had the gift of failure on several occasions in my life, because I've taken a lot of moonshots, and some have worked and some haven't, and some have set me up and put me in great positions to move on into other ventures. Others have left me high and dry and assed out. So yeah, man, yeah. Make sure y'all like and comment, subscribe for this, by the way, because we're about to lock in. We're about to lock in. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to y'all about this, man. What being broke taught me about money. The main thing, if I'm being real, y'all, especially, and this mainly applies for a first world country, a country that has first world amenities, but broke is truly a mentality. Being broke is truly a mentality. And what I mean by that is, so often in life, as people, we tend to think that because we are broke or our bank accounts are on E, that every other area is on E and the opportunity is on E. And the reality is that is just simply perception. And I realized that all the times in my life where I've been out of money, or I've lost money, or like I was completely like done, it came from my outlook on living, even when I still had opportunities, even when I still had stuff going for me. My most recent time of being broke and being completely crapped out, I ain't trying to cuss in case there's some kids listening, was pretty much a year ago, y'all. A little bit about myself. Originally growing up in the East Coast, I moved out to Cali back in 2019. My first year in Cali, I was homeless. I was sleeping in my car. I was in and out of hotel rooms, trying to save up bread for an apartment. You know what I mean? Like, had a car note at the time. I moved out to California with about $800 to my name, and I spent about 400 of it in the first weekend. And one thing led to another. I moved out in Cali in June of 2019. Then was homeless by August of 2019, and didn't get another place until July of 2020, in the middle of C19. I'm not sure if I get flagged if I say the terminology, but you know, we stop right here. It's like tripping. But yeah, y'all. So that was my first step, really being broke. Ended up getting a position with a phenomenal organization out in California. You know, was able to stack my bread. Started off, you know, making some pretty decent money, especially for somebody at that time. You know, being 22 years blessed. You know, I was making pretty good money for my age. I was able to build that up. After a few years, my skill set had came up to about, you know, a point where I was able to go and transition to a corporate job across the bridge over in Silicon Valley. I started working in sales and marketing. And, you know, fast forward, it essentially led to what, you know, I'm doing now. But essentially, in between all that, y'all, the reason why I say, and I know I'm belaboring the point. I'm gonna add timestamps to this video because I feel like, you know, if you want to just hop to the 6-minute mark, I understand, because I'm really rambling right now. But I wanted to give y'all some context because this wasn't my first time ever being like assed out completely. Crap that, I'm not trying to cuss. My bad, but if it rip, it rip. Anyways, that wasn't my first time, and that wasn't my last, because my last situation, you know, hurt probably the most, because, you know, here you have this, you know, I'm a young brother. You gotta think, I'm a young brother coming out the hood. I ain't never met nobody who was making the money that I have been, you know, making in my life. And here I am, you know, making 6 figures, doing my own thing, both with my bread as well as, you know, money that I'm getting from corporate America. I'm out here living in like places like, you know, Colombia at the time, and my mentality at the time, I was also like building up a business as well. And at the time though, my mentality was so shot on how I was living. I was afraid that everything was going to get taken away. I was afraid that everything was going to leave. I was afraid to lose. I was so afraid, y'all. Like, the level of anxiety I had, feeling like, okay, I'm a black man in corporate America. I make up 1% of this large organization now I'm at right now. You know, if I fail even one day, they're going to cut me, right? Or like even any other company I worked at, like, okay, I'm one of the best reps at the company right now. Oh shoot, what if I have a bad quarter? People are gonna hate me. Or like, yo, I'm starting to make money with my own business. I'm like, oh shoot, yo, I'm starting to make money with my own business. What if this starts going wrong? And it's like everything just started to capitulate on itself. At the time I started gaining weight. I'm 212 to 215 pounds right now. That's usually where I fluctuate in between. I was 285 pounds. I was drinking every day. I was freaking depressed. I was like, my mind was like killing me. It was so freaking tough. And I realized, you know, over the course of that year, it was crazy, man, because, you know, I'm getting all this love and adulation from people. And it's like, I'm telling myself I don't deserve it. I shouldn't be getting this. I shouldn't be having this. And then it's like, slowly but surely, I start doing things that self-implode my reality and my world and my life. I'm investing money where I shouldn't be putting it. I'm, you know, making decisions that I shouldn't be making. I'm popping off on people who are actually there for me, people who like really care about me. And like, I'm not making sound decisions. I wasn't living within my God frequency. I was living in my lowest level self on a day over day basis. And eventually, what happens when you do that, especially when you get put in a position where it's like you have the opportunity to really impact and make change, it capitulates on itself. So I found myself for, you know, the first 11 months of 2023 on a super high. You know, I finally done made the corporate transition that I thought I was destined to make at the time, right? I'm finally making the money that I thought I was destined to make. I'm living in a place, you know, like a Colombia, where the cost of living is a lot cheaper. So, you know, I'm putting bread to the side. I'm living like a king every single day. I'm living the life that I thought I was supposed to be living, and I wasn't happy. And I felt like I didn't deserve it. I felt like, yo, this thing is about to implode on itself. Any second it's gonna go away. And eventually in the ninth inning, at the top of the ninth, everything goes away. The plan starts to unfold. I hit December. I hit like November, December. I end up like, you know, the one of the companies I was working at, like the very last one, ended up cutting the entire department. I ended up losing my job. My business ends up capitulating on itself because I didn't build out the model properly, because I wasn't asking for help. I wasn't actually like, I was trying to go too fast. I sank way too much money into this thing. I was, you know, doing way too much. And eventually, I pretty much hit like my version of E. I hit my version of E, and it's like, yo, I ain't got no bread outside of like, you know, a couple of like accounts and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, yo, I'm essentially like, in terms of like spending bread, I'm at zero. And next thing you know, I find myself living in, you know, Airbnb month to month out in, you know, Maryland, out here in the U.S. and in Silver Spring, Maryland, my lady and I, and it's like, you know, her having to front the bread for the Airbnb. I'm over here donating blood. I'm over here donating plasma to try to like cover expenses. I'm over here shoveling snow. I'm back at square one. I'm assed out. I'm hit. But guess what? The reason why is because my mentality was shot. My ego was shot. My ego took the craziest hit, because I went from like this dude who felt on top of the world to automatically at the bottom. I had never been in a situation where I didn't see a way out for myself. You feel me? And that was so tough, because I was back in a situation, where I'm like, damn, man, like, I thought once you got to this level, you stayed at this level. And when you go to this level, but you mentally feel like you're down here, you're going to go where your mentality is. It doesn't matter what you're doing, right? So for me, I realized that money is a direct correlation to your mindset and your movement, right? Like, it is a direct correlation. I realized that because I was moving in an energy and I was moving in a space mentally where I was having so much freaking trouble with, you know, just accepting myself, that my shadow side was taking over. And I thought that I had conquered my shadow side. And I thought it would just, when I like conquered certain aspects of my shadow side, I thought it would stay there. But it wouldn't. It would come out in the fact that I was still drinking. It would come out in the fact that I wasn't, you know, honoring the tenets that I said I lived by. It would come out in my insecurities that, you know, I would just simply like push down with a big ego and hope that they just stay quiet. But then you realize that they don't stay quiet. You realize that your mind is talking to you on an everyday basis, even when you're not like conscious of it, right? You're not even conscious of the majority of the thoughts that you have on a regular day-to-day basis, which is why like the content you consume is so important, which is why the people you speak with on a day-to-day basis is so important, because ultimately that is what is going to reflect in your life, in your reality. Some of y'all are broke because of y'all friends. Some of y'all are broke because the content that y'all watching on social media. Some of y'all are broke because y'all still interacting with some of y'all toxic family members. Some of y'all are broke because of y'all spouse and y'all significant other, because they got broke habits. And that's just real. That's just real. I started realizing, I'm like, oh, yo, I gotta fix this. I gotta fix this, and I gotta fix this. I gotta fix these two areas. I gotta fix all of that before I could actually get to this place that, you know, I feel like I should be at. Skill-wise, I should be here. Skill-wise, I should be up there. But mentally, I didn't feel like I deserved it. So, long story short, it took me having to build a lot of things foundationally. It was one of the reasons why I wanted to run a marathon this year, because I wanted to prove to myself that I had the grit and the dedication and the discipline to do what I said I was going to do, to finish what I said I was going to do, to finish what I said I was going to start. And like get down to a goal. My goal is to get under 220 pounds and stay there. Straight up, because that's a healthy BMI for my weight. I'm 6'2", 6'3" with shoes on, but 6'2", you feel me? So I'm like, anything under 220 is essentially sweet. That's a sweet area. Technically under like 210, but it's like 220 by like some BMI standards, I'm good. But I realized, I was like, oh yeah, no, like, let me actually see what I could do. So I had to go and actually work, and I had to drop the weight. And like even doing that was tough. I'm gonna make a video on how like my whole process on essentially losing 75 pounds over the course of 8 months was. And like, you know, the impact of not drinking. Like I haven't drank in so freaking long. Like unofficially I haven't drank since late December of last year, and officially since like I had like half a beer in like the end of like February, but it was nasty, and I was like, okay, I'm not even gonna do this, bro. Like I can't have this. So essentially for me it's been about 9 months, like straight sober. And for me, to be real, it's an everyday thing, but I really plan on just staying sober for the rest of my life, because, you know, you call it what you want, like to each their own, but for me, I'm like, nah, I like my organs where they at. I like my functioning working, you know. But you know, it's so tough, y'all. Like I had to fix my mentality, and the only way you fix your mentality is through consistent action. You have to show yourself that you are capable of success. I remember before even trying to run a marathon, I had to like get to a point where I could average 10,000 steps a day, and that was the hardest thing for like the first few weeks, where it was like, dang, bro, like I realized I'm not even moving my body the way that I need to, and this is the reason why I'm so big. Like I'm not eating the way I need to, I'm not working out the way I need to, I'm not moving around the way I need to, I'm not sleeping the way I need to. Of course I'm gonna make bad decisions. Of course I'm not gonna be in a good mood. Of course I'm not gonna want to wake up and tackle the world and have that masculine energy. Like my testosterone was taking a hit because I wasn't taking care of myself. I told y'all, look, the Cardinals, we gonna keep it a thou out. We gonna keep it real, okay? I'm gonna talk about that in another video as well. But look, that's a real thing. You 25, 26 years old, some of y'all are talking about, oh, my testosterone not hitting. Well, guess what? You over here, you on the hub, you over here watching, you over here like handling your mans in your right hand, and it's like you mad that your mandem don't get up, or like, you know, you mad that you broke, and it's like you spending all your money. It's like you're not investing into a skill set. You're not building yourself up on that level. So of course you're gonna be broke. Like, sorry, not sorry, bro, but it's like, I'm gonna need you to move, my brother. Come on, I got stuff to do. I'm about to be late for me. But like, it's what it is. Your habits beget your reality. Your habits create your reality. It doesn't matter who you are, right? So I say all this to say, and this video is at a 18-minute mark, and like I'm gonna speak about like essentially what it took for me to get back to, or like get to a better place in my life. Now I feel amazing. I feel like I'm in the best shape that I've been in my entire life. I just ran a marathon, you know what I mean? 11 miles of it I ran on a bad knee too, because like my knee popped crazy by like mile 15 and a half. And that's another thing that I'm gonna speak about, just even the training around like the marathon. But yeah, y'all, your habits beget your reality. Fix your habits, fix your stuff, and then like take small steps. It's not about like, oh, I was able to do this and accomplish this in 30 days. Human beings are living 80, 90 years. It ain't about what you can do in 30 days. I ain't impressed by that. Don't be impressed by that you can do something for 30 days. Like, see what you can do to create an actual new habit and a lifestyle for yourself. That's what's important. Something that's going to be long-standing, that is a non-negotiable for your life. There's certain non-negotiables that I have for my life now that I just didn't have. And that's why my mentality, I could actually do something like YouTube now. I've been trying to do YouTube for years. I've been trying to do this job for years. But it's like I did not have the mentality to carry over and actually build this out. I didn't have the discipline. I didn't have the story. I didn't have the courage to actually speak about the things that I've really gone through and been through. And that's why YouTube never worked. It's like I would put up 1, 2 videos, maybe 3 videos, and you know, I would be like, yeah, I'm gonna build out these social media platforms, and I'm gonna do this and third. I'm gonna post across all platforms and all that crap. And it's like, yo, bro, you don't have the discipline for that. You don't have the discipline for what you're talking about doing. Your mouth is writing checks that your body can't cash. You on your Top Gun right now. Like, stop playing. Start off slow. And it's like build. Like, that's what it's all about. Lay the brick. Lay the bricks. So many folks like, yo, we so afraid. I don't know what it is about, like, just this day and age, but it's like, yo, folk are really afraid of laying bricks. Folks are really afraid of laying foundation. And it's like, yo, bro, like, if you really want to build something, It's going to take time. It's going to take failure. It's going to take setbacks. It's going to take literal stamina to really do this thing that you say you want to do. It's just the truth. But once you build it, I promise you, you're going to feel better than you ever have in your entire life, because guess what? There's nothing like being able to put something together with your own two hands. There's nothing like setting a goal and literally going and accomplishing that goal, no matter how long it takes. No matter how long. It's such a beautiful feeling. It's such an amazing thing to be able to say, like, yo, I wanted to do this and I did it. Like, you went around and told your family and your friends and your loved ones, like, yo, I wanted to do this thing and I did it. I did it. That's great, bro. That's phenomenal. So that's what I'm just saying, y'all. Like, that's what being broke, being out on my ass really taught me. Like, just really being like completely like gone, man. Like, I'm so thankful. Like, every day I got to give it up to God, man, because all things are possible through God. You know, at the end of the day, we're just merely vessels. You know, God is infinite timing. Like, we're only here for a finite amount of time. So I just, you know, first and foremost, I got to give it up to the Creator, because all things are possible through the Creator, right? But yeah, that's my spiel today, y'all. You know, I've been going on for like 20 minutes or so. I usually don't like to make videos like this, just because this day and age, nobody usually watches this all the way through. If you do watch this all the way through, please comment down below and let me know. I would love to hear from y'all. I appreciate y'all, all the folks who have been tapping in. We're building up this channel slowly but surely, and there's a lot of people who are really just striving to build out self-help and self-motivation, things of that nature. But, you know, I want to talk more about, like, you know, even just getting your money right, getting your credit right, or even just living out of the country, or, you know, like different topics, just to, you know, really like spice up and judge the channel a little bit, because this is really important information that people got to know. I'm just saying, I'm thankful. We're rocking. At the end of the day, I don't really care how many followers or anything this really gets. My goal is to stay consistent. Whoever follows will follow. But, you know, I don't want followers, I want supporters, right? So if you support the channel, please like, comment, subscribe, drop your information. Let me know where y'all from. Again, if you watch the whole video, please let me know. I'll be happy to hear from folks. And yeah, if y'all have any tips on how to make these videos better and more interactive, or if you feel like they should be cut down and make them a bit longer form, let me know that as well. I'm always open to feedback. Please, I very much appreciate it. It's your good brother Josh coming at y'all live and direct. Appreciate y'all for tapping in for another Car Notes. And once again, welcome to the Neighborhood Socialpreneur. One love, one life. Peace.